Hey, welcome to another video, YouTube, little improv video. I've got the afternoon in London, just waiting for other things to happen elsewhere, and thought I'd have a little walk around and show you a little bit of our capital here in the UK. So I'm starting the walk behind me here at London Bridge, which was the first ever bridge across the Thames. Didn't look like it does now. Originally it would have been wooden, and the Romans built it. Through the years it's changed, and then in the 60s, I believe, someone in the US bought our London Bridge and it was replaced with the one you can see behind me. But a little bit more information on that shortly. I'm going to head off east down the river towards the Tower Bridge over there, see a few things along the way. So join me on this walk, see you along the way. So this side of the river is the south side that I am walking on, which is part of the Thames path, and I'm going west to east, and I won't go that far, to be fair, because I've got to stay within a certain distance from where I'm waiting for things to happen. I won't go into that. So all along here used to be wharfs for ferries and boats that were dropping off goods to London and then exporting goods from London. The big cranes here originally, collecting things from the water. It's a beautiful part of the city now, and very popular with tourists around this area. So London Bridge is actually home to quite a few landmarks. We've got the Shard, we've got the Clink Museum, one of the oldest prisons in Britain, I think, which is no longer a prison, it's a museum. It's got all torture devices and things like that in there. They'll be shut at the moment though, so I won't be able to go in there. And then obviously stone's throw from Tower Bridge, HMS Belfast and the Tower of London. And as we cross Tower Bridge on the other side, we'll see Monument, which is to do with the Great Fire of London. Got a walkie-talkie building there in front of us, and then over there we've got St Paul's Cathedral. So I'll try and cram as much in as we can, but it's time related, so we'll see what we can do. The first stop along the way is HMS Belfast, and this is the flagship surviving naval ship from the Second World War, fired some of the first shots during the D-Day landings. It's been moored here since 1971 and it's been used in lots of films and lots of stars use it, but it is now a museum, temporarily closed, so you can go around and have a look. And what a beautiful setting it is, right next to Tower Bridge and then the Tower of London to the left of it there. It's a pretty spectacular thing to just be sat in the middle of the Thames, to be fair. Right, let's continue on, see what else we can find. This area that I'm walking on was renovated and opened by Her Majesty the Queen in 1994 for folk like us to wander around and have a look. In the mid-1850s, following the steady rise of the River Thames as a commercial lifeline of the City of London, Sir William Cubitt was commissioned to build a new wharf around the enclosed dock. Ships from all over the world visited the new Hayes Wharf, but the most beautiful were the tea clippers from China and India. By the end of the century, 80% of dry produce imported into London passed through the wharf, which became known as the Larder of London. The Great Hayes Wharf quayside has been carefully restored to its former glory, and those who visit the Galleria today stand on the same spot where the tall tea clippers edged their way into the dock 150 years ago. That's a cool ship. Excuse these kids around me, but it's that cold today. You can see icicles on the chains of this sculpture, the navigator, hanging off the bottom here as well. It's -2 I think today. Looks pretty cool. The horny man at Hayes. Tower Bridge is a Grade 1 listed combined bascule and suspension bridge in London, built between 1886 and 1894. Engineered by John Wolfe Barry and architected by Hawke Jones, the bridge crosses the River Thames close to the Tower of London and is one of the 5 London bridges owned and maintained by the Bridge House Estates, a charitable trust founded in 1282. The bridge was constructed to give better access to the East End of London that had expanded its commercial potential in the 19th century and was opened by the Prince of Wales and the Princess of Wales. The bridge is 800 feet in length, consists of two 213-foot bridge towers connected at the upper level by the 2 horizontal walkways and a central pair of bascules that can open to allow shipping. Originally hydraulically powered, the operating mechanism was converted to an electro-hydraulic system in 1972. The bridge is part of the London Inner Ring Road and thus the boundary of the London Congestion Charge Zone and remains an important traffic route with 40,000 crossings every single day. The bridge deck is freely accessible to both vehicles and pedestrians, whereas the bridge's twin towers, high level walkways and Victorian engine rooms form part of the Tower Bridge exhibition. Tower Bridge has become a recognisable London landmark. hope you're all safe, staying safe. Thanks again. See ya.